All right. You look very pretty, Fatumata, by the
Oh,
way.
thank you. I appreciate.
Yes.
Yeah.
We're here today interviewing Miss Gina Barilone,
Barilone.
Barilone,
Mhm.
owner and operator of Miss B's Production. Miss Gina established a business in 2001 when she moved here from New York to Maryland. Her
Uh,
service,
can I correct at any time or no?
yes, ma'am,
Okay, so the business was established, it's on the website in 2016.
2016. Okay, that's a
Yeah.
typo on our
I
part. I'm sorry.
moved in 2001. I moved here in 2000, but the business established in 2016. Yes.
Sorry, that was a typo on our part. I'm sorry.
Okay. Hmm.
Um, Services provided by her company are dance bands, jazz bands, soloists, duos and trios, and vocalists, among other DJ services and DJ combos. It's also a photo booth tent and photo machine that's currently ran by her sons. 80% of her clientele are corporate companies. The essential key to her business is to deliver exceptional customer relationships and service satisfaction. Miss
Hmm.
Gina has associate's degree in business management and entrepreneurship and small business certifications. She also holds an associate's in paralegal studies and she is enrolled, I'm sorry, and she is enrolled in the Elite 10 Accelerator program and lives here in Baltimore with her family.
Correct.
And you can go ahead and start with the question.
All right. The first question we're going to ask you, Miss Barolena, is that what is your definition of an entrepreneur, and why did you choose to be an entrepreneur?
So my definition of entrepreneurship is someone who is willing to be a professional and taking risk in some form of business ownership. The business can be a solo operated business, or it can compose of either subcontractors or employees. Mine, mine is composed of subcontractors, and I take my position very highly, and I risk all of my finances, my time, whatever it takes to continue to make things work that didn't work initially when I had planned the business. So I think entrepreneurship, it really takes a lot to know that whether if it's not going to work or not, are you going to be the one that's going to pick up from where you left off and keep going? If you're that type of person, then entrepreneurship is a title that you should hold.
All
And the
right.
reason why I chose that is because I have a passion. Everyone has a passion. And I know singing and volunteerism is two of the greatest passions that I have. And I've continued to volunteer my time and sing. So I thought of, maybe in this business, I can sing and volunteer my time for organizations that's trying to raise funds for their businesses, and it keeps people happy. It's something that's pleasurable, and it's something that can bring people together. No matter how bad your life is, music always seems to be the cure for people that's getting together. So that's one of the main reasons why I started the business as an entrepreneur.
Okay,
Thank you so much for answering that.
thank you. My question is, how did you evaluate your ideal opportunity in the terms of the market, your competition, and key elements of success?
Mm. Okay, as far as the market is concerned, I know that the band business or live entertainment business, in other terms, is very, very huge. And mine is not really totally different from others, but I know that there was something that I could offer to my clients that other bands are not doing. And that is volunteering my time for large organizations. Bands are not doing that. Bands are doing it to every once in a blue moon. But part of my business, and all of the subcontractors already know, if you cannot volunteer at least 3 times a year, you cannot be a part of this business. That's huge for me. So I had to look and see how many bands are volunteering their times 3 times a year, 4 times a year, whatever amounts of time a year, and feel comfortable about doing it and having pleasure, taking pleasure from it. There weren't any. The market was very small. So I gave it a try, and the success became greater through word of mouth. Passed it on. Oh, there's this band that volunteers their time from one organization to the next. So that's how it became successful. And that's how I was able to have most of my clients as 80% corporate. And what was the other question? I'm sorry, I didn't hear the other one.
The key elements of success.
The key elements of success is absolutely customer service, hearing what it is that they want and knowing that you can fulfill what it is that they need. If you cannot fulfill what they need, don't fool yourself. You're wasting your time and you're wasting their time. If you know exactly what it is that you can bring to the table, then you're in business. Or sometimes you can't bring exactly what it is they want to the table. You can also open up the avenue for and have a conversation to talk about other things that you can offer them. And I always find it to give them something for free in order to get the deal.
Mm-hmm.
And especially if it's new clients. If it's new clients, I always throw in something free to get the deal. Everybody likes free.
Everybody, yes, included service. Yes, I definitely agree.
Everybody likes free. And once it's given for free that first time, we make sure that we dot all our I's and cross all our T's and make sure everything is in functioning order and in professional order. The line of communication, the customers and clients, we can communicate any time of the day via text, email, whatever, and make sure that I'm available for them. That's a very significant part as well too, of a key element. And that basically just seemed to work for me.
Okay. You want to do your next question, Fatima?
Sure. All right. The next question is, looking back on your experience, which of the following do you feel are most critical? Skills, attitudes, and knowledge.
Which is the most critical?
Yes.
To be honest with you, I think it's attitude. And the reason why I chose attitude is you can build your skills through someone's attitude. If you have a really good personality, then it makes people relax and want to get to know more about you, and you want to get to know more about them. And then through that, you can build a skill. You could build a plan from just engaging on having a mild conversation with someone. If it's someone that I approach or they approach me and my attitude is dismissive or not caring about what they want, or I make it seem like it's all about the money, then it's a turnoff. It's a turnoff for them. So how can you build skills from rejecting someone because of your attitude? So I think attitude for me is number one.
All right, thank you.
And I'm gonna pose the last question before we wrap up. Ms. Gina, what advice would you give an aspiring entrepreneur?
Don't do it. Okay. The best advice that I could give is never, ever think that you're a failure. So if things don't work out as planned, the way you wanted it to, and it didn't work out, you're not a failure. Failing helps you learn your mistakes and help you to curve a new direction and a better path. So never think that you're a failure. And if you are not in the business of, hey, if I lose it all, I'm still going to get up and dust off the dust and hit the books again, don't get into this business. Entrepreneurship is a very lonely place. You have those that will be your friend. You have those that can turn around and not be your friend because they see you're successful. They test your strength, and believe in what it is that you set forth for yourself. Don't let anyone steer you wrong unless you have a mentor. They're the only person that can give you advice, and never take advice from anyone that has not experienced the same things that you've experienced.
Okay, Thank you for that. Want to go ahead and close us out, Ms. Fatima?
All right. So just before we move on, just wanna ask one more question on that part, the concerning the advice, Ms. Gina. So as in like if you're trying to become an entrepreneur, and you mean that you must seek advice from those that are doing the same business that you are trying to do, or can you get advice elsewhere, like from somebody else who's still a business owner, but doing a different type of business than what you are intending to do?
Oh, yes, absolutely. As long as they're in that professional, um, as long as they're in that professional community of being an entrepreneur, yes, you can get advice from them. It doesn't necessarily have to be, if you're in beauty school and she's in beauty school, yeah, she can give you advice. You know what I mean? It could be anybody that's an entrepreneur, just as long as they have solid, proven successes that you can trust. You can trust their advice. So if I were, in other words, if I was an entrepreneur and I had my own business and you go into my webpage or you want to see my credentials and my credentials are bad and you're giving me advice, I'm not going to trust your advice. You know what I mean? Just because you're an entrepreneur doesn't mean that you're always successful. So take advice from somebody who has countless records, documentation to prove that they are successful and that you can trust their advice. And if they're a professor, okay, if there's someone, like I have a mentor, my mentor, of course, I'm going to trust him. He has a successful business worth millions of dollars, and he teaches me in the elite program. So everybody else, and he tells all of the other students, there's about 10 of us. So he tells all of us in his class, we are not allowed to give, well, my opinion, you should always say it like this: based on my experience, such and such and such. Always start off that way, because then you're allowing that person to be more open to what it is that you have to advise to them, opposed to just coming out and saying, well, I think you should do XYZ. Well, you don't have any experience in that. So make it, give the advice where the experience count, and start off with, in my experience of running my business, I've experienced nasty people and this is how I handle them. And it just makes you feel much more comfortable. So yes, it doesn't matter what business it's in. Okay.
All right. Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right.
All right, ladies, it looks like we've reached our time limit. Ms. Gina, I thank you. I definitely
You're welcome.
I appreciate the time that you've given us, and I look forward to hopefully reaching out to you, because I do have an event coming up that I would like to see if we could get some people to sing some 90s tunes. That would be awesome.
Oh, yeah, that would be cool. And you know what? I can always throw in something for you. But let me know as soon as you can, okay? Because right now I'm working out a schedule, whereas I have a lot of tests coming up, hospital admissions, and I'm praying to God that things turn around for